600 years. In a program first shown in 1968, we examine the fall of the House of Habsburg.
The year was 1916. The place, Vienna. It was the funeral of a great empire and of an age which had outlived its time. It was also the funeral of a man, 86 years old, who more than any other exemplified the spirit of that age, the Emperor Franz Joseph I. For the 68 years of his reign, Franz Joseph had held at bay the forces of nationalism which worked for the destruction of the old Europe. It was his final failure which unleashed the First World War. The new nation-states, which emerged in 1918 from the ruins of this old Europe, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, Hungary and Poland, looked to the future with confidence and hope for a prouder and freer life. But a dangerous power vacuum had been created by the collapse of a strong unifying force. First Hitler, then Stalin moved in brutally to fill it. The most recent act in this unfolding tragedy is working itself out in Czechoslovakia today. The life of Franz Joseph was an unending series of public disasters and personal tragedies. But his integrity and devotion to duty enabled him to hold his inheritance together for 68 years. The great Habsburg Empire, for centuries Europe's bastion against the Turks, was one of the pillars of the established order. The Habsburg lands, acquired by treaties and by marriage over 600 years, were a difficult inheritance. They contained an astonishing and conflicting variety of races. Serbs from the rugged mountains behind the Adriatic, Czechs from the ancient kingdom of Bohemia, Poles, Slovenes, Croats, Magyars from the great Hungarian plain, Slovaks from the hills behind Bratislava, and through their midst, the great Danube waterway. The whole dominated by energetic and ambitious Germans from Austria itself. Hardest of all to manage were the rich provinces of northern Italy, Venetia and Lombardy. They were controlled by soldiers operating from the Quadrilateral, a series of fortified towns. But in 1848, the year of revolutions throughout Europe, they were on fire. So too was Vienna. While the imperial family fled, the 18-year-old Franz Joseph proudly joined the army in their fight against the Italian rebels. Prague was also in flames, and with memories of ancient independence under warrior kings, Czech nationalism was reborn. In Budapest, the Hungarians rose against their Austrian masters. The ideas which had dawned with the French Revolution 60 years earlier were beginning to bear fruit, and all over the empire, men were alive with the dreams of freedom and a new national consciousness.